University will be the finale here. In fact, I think he's the lone Lock Haven fighter yet to fight. So that if I'm scoring this correctly, I think Lock Haven is like 3-1.
3-1, yes.
Yeah, Caleb Young won. Andrew Porter won, and now Kayla Simmons has won. Only Bryce Yeckley had gone down to defeat. So we're awaiting Chris Newton from West Point and Ricky Newsom from Shippensburg. So are schools adding amateur boxing, losing them? Yeah, we follow wrestling, occasionally takes a hit, loses the program.
Shippensburg had a very good program when I started out. Then they had program.
Moving up to 185 pounds for our next bout. Introducing first in the red corner, representing Army West Point, Chris Newton.
He's a big drink of water.
And across the way, his opponent, boxing out of the blue corner, representing Shippensburg University, Ricky Newsom.
185 pounds.
So I'm interested to see how Shippensburg does, because I know Shippensburg is just bringing their program back. Shippensburg had a very good program during my tenure here. I boxed a number of Ship fighters. Mike Ward was an All-American for Ship. Rick D'Artone. Dennis Malley, a heavyweight, was a 3-time All-American, I believe. Very good boxer. He was a 2-time national runner-up. They had some, Mike Brady, some Chris Holderman, good boxers. And then Ship, their program kind of went away for a while, and they are now bringing it back. And good historical program.
So in terms of budgets, I would think boxing would be relatively inexpensive compared to some of the high-profile NCAA sports.
It's a club sport, and a lot of times you're depending on what the university will give you, and sometimes it might not be a whole lot. The president of the university when I was here was Dr. Craig Dean Willis, and
there he is. There's the man.
There's
a headset down there with your name on it. Sit down, take a deep breath, relax. Dr. Larry Cox is in the booth. It's going to get deep now, sports fans. Well, should we be concerned that Dr. Cox is wearing gloves? What do you think that means? Is that just a little affectation, Dr. Cox?
No, this is because it's time for your annual physical, sir.
His, not mine, right?
Yeah, exactly. We do this in boxing tournaments. We look for people who missed their doctor's appointments, and I heard you're one of them, John.
I'm good. I already told the story on the air how you straightened out my hamstrings 3 or 4 decades ago, and I haven't had. So how you doing?
I'm doing great. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Great show. Your father would be so proud. Your mother would be so proud. You continued the legacy.
Yeah,
the program at Lock Haven is wonderful, and you come back for this, and it's a great show. You have to be elated with to come back here.
I truly am, and when you see the ex-boxers that come back every year, and now seeing it Coach Stout and Osahan and taking it with Coop and kind of the next generation taking it on, and it's for the kids, it's for these young men. And boxing is such a great sport, and this is for the young men, and they know that, and that's why they're doing it. And so the legacy goes on, but it's just building character that you can't even hardly describe.
It's truly for the love of the sport at this level, absolutely. And and again, as we have talked, I just am amazed going into Zimmerly periodically, the cross-section of people. You got locals, you got Philly area guys. He was telling me one of the blue chippers came out of the Bronx, did you say?
Yeah.
Osahan.
Yeah. I mean, that's to hear in Lock Haven.
Truly international, too, between Miro and Pugliese and Sanchez and all these guys. They came from all over. Addy Pizzero, they came from all over, and that's what's kind of neat about this, and it just allows everybody to get involved, and they all can get in that ring and be part of it.
John Stout wants to have a boxing show in downtown Lock Haven on Main Street over the summer. Can you come back for that if he can pull it off?
Wow, he wants to do that outside?
Yeah.
Right? I think that'd be fantastic.
In front of the Texas, that's what
I think it would be fantastic.
I think it would too. Mark us down. We'll need to work on that.
Amen. I'll help support it. So
that'll be a lot of fun.
I would come back for that, because I tell you, every once in a while we sneak back to Lock Haven just for that downtown stuff you have, because it's so much fun, and it's just really unique, and I enjoy it tremendously. We come back specifically, come listen to the bands and hang out with some of my buddies. It's a wonderful thing that Lock Haven does.
And your jersey, is it in Dr. Power's office or the Texas that your old footwear is at the Texas?
It's the Texas, yeah, Phil Nass's.
So, and before we let you go, and I don't know what your responsibilities are for the rest of the evening, but I wanted to, can you tell us again about the time at Hollidaysburg where you spiked the ball in the end zone? Tell that story. I was there. I was a witness, buddy. Come on.
Yeah, it was after I'd already screwed up earlier in the game and fumbled the ball, and Coach Malinak wanted to take my hide and skin it. We get the ball back at the very end of the game, and we're down, and it's with that fourth down, and it was when everybody goes out. So I sprint down. I can still remember sprinting down the middle of the field, never expecting the ball. I'm a running back. You have all those wide receivers and tight ends. And I turn up, I look, and the ball lands right. Rick Bird threw the Rick Bird, perfect ball. It hit me in the hands. If I'd have dropped it, I'd have been shot. Ran in the end zone. I don't know why I did it, but I spiked it. And Coach chased me around the field, and because we had to kick off 15 yards deep. And after the game, I promise you, I sprinted straight to the locker room, and I actually got in a locker. And he came in and says, "Where's Cox? Where's Cox? I'm gonna kill him." And but luckily we won the game, and I still say I would have dropped it, but I couldn't drop it. It hit me right smack in the hands and the chest, and it was a 60-some yard touchdown, and we won it. Thank goodness, because both teams were. That was for the championship. I was very fortunate, believe me. I was
tell
fortunate.
you what, I mean, I can't remember where I put my car keys, but I can still see you spiking the ball and him being so upset. So what year was that? 1977
or 78.
Wow, you were only a sophomore, weren't you?
Yeah, I was a sophomore.
Yeah.
It could have cost me my life. It could have cost me my life. But I respected him so much. I felt like I let him down by spiking, and I really, truly didn't do it on purpose. I still don't know why I did it to this day. But I felt like I left him down. I was scared. If they had scored, I was jogging home. I was not going on the bus.
Great story. Tremendous. Tony had great stories about your late father. You know, you can't make the stuff up.
No, I appreciate it. And same with your father, quite frankly, Harris Lopez.
It's part of the Lock Haven legacy.
Absolutely. John Lopez, Harris Lopez, that's what it's all about. It really is. So I appreciate all you do. Thank you for covering tonight. What a great crowd and and these people support. Look at all those sponsored tables full down there. Truly, truly amazing how they help back this Lock Haven boxing program. And you can't get that anywhere else. Lock Haven.
It is.
Lock Haven still feels like it's my hometown, and I love it. And these are things that just really make you. I come around the turn from Harrisburg, and I go through the mountain, and I say, man, I'm home. It's just great. So I appreciate it.
Well, we'll get you back here this summer, okay?
Yes, let me know.
When you stand in that corner this year, because remember, I've been here for 30 years now. I remember you standing there 30 years ago.
Yeah.
And I even have my one home show against Mike Jordan, and you're in the corner, and you're clapping when it was over, and Joe Austin's throwing his hands up, and Steve Witherspoon. The nostalgia coming back here every year for this show, you know, something your father built, you know, he built it, and for all of us. Absolutely. I mean, what does it mean to you to stand there again and just feel that energy?
You know, I can feel the presence. I can feel the presence of my parents. Just like that award tonight just makes my heart warm, because they did it for the kids. Honest to goodness, my mom and dad did it for the kids. You know, my mom made sure you guys never missed a meal, made sure everything was done and paid for. My dad just was always in your corner and tough on you. Tough, and he looked at everybody as his son. I have no doubt in my mind. He looked at all these kids. If they came to school here, he was going to try to make sure they were successful. He didn't care if you're red, yellow, green, black. He was for everybody, and his goal was to get an education and get these guys good. And he felt boxing built character. Wrestling and boxing built character in sports that you can't even put your hand on it. And that's what I feel when I come back, and haven't missed it in 45 years. I don't plan on missing it, and keep on going to the day I can't go anymore, and we'll go from there.
Did you ever get in the ring? You played football. You wrestled. Standout career athletically. Did he ever get you into the ring?
I can tell you that every Sunday night we had to come behind those bleachers, and we had to roll out the wrestling mats and clean them, and then we had to put on gloves. And my brothers, I had a bunch of brothers.
Oh, that's
we had to box.
That's right.
So we boxed all the time, and my dad would make us box, and he always said, "You got to learn how to box, and because if you're ever in a fight at school, I want you to win." And quite frankly, every fight I was in, only because I knew how to box. We had a 2-3-2, or a 1, 2, 3, 2, and that usually won just like that. But we did so much of it that not that I'm bragging, but if you know how to box, there's a big advantage.
Oh yeah.
A big advantage, and he made sure we knew how to do that. And I appreciate that. And guess what? All my grandkids and my sons all know the 2, 3, 2.
Thank you to all of our
and so do my grandkids. Just in case. I don't make them fighters, but if they fight, I want them to at least stand up tall and hopefully win.
It's like, I don't want you to fight, but if you do fight, you better win.
Exactly. That's how it was. And I get a good appreciation being the physician because I get to see what's going on and really watch the guys extremely close. You know, not many sports, John, you have a physician who's watching specifically one boxer or one athlete. You know, we have football, you have basketball, you have wrestling. There's guys watching both. But like down there, I'm taking care of the blue corner, and Dr. Adams taking care of the red corner. I travel with the USA boxing team. I've done the Olympic. I never did the Olympics. I did Pan American Games, the World Games. I went to Canada, traveled with the team, and I'm the doctor for those 12 or 13 boxers, and I watch them all weekend long, one-on-one. And you don't really get to see that in a lot of sports. You get close to the kids. You feel like you're really part of them more than anything else. But they're your guys, and you get to watch them, and I think that's why it turns out to be a much safer sport than what people think.
Yeah.
Because we can stop it. I stopped one this afternoon with a kid who had a bloody nose. He could have probably kept going, but it was bleeding so bad.
From Army West Point, Chris.
Yeah. If he's bleeding so bad and he had a posterior bleed, that's one we have to stop. Because most of the time, you know, blood, we don't stop for blood. Wrestling you do, but not in boxing.
Yeah.
But we're watching them close, and I felt it wasn't safe, and I was able to make the call.
All right, we're going to let you get down there because Andrew Corder, who was a winner here earlier, is lined up behind you.
Yeah, Andrew did a fantastic job.
He did.
I was tickled pink. He's got a great career ahead of him because you know what?